let's add the final hairs to the ears. This time I'm going to be working almost exclusively, if not exclusively, with new pastels. I'm going to use 229 new pastel black for the darkest darks. I'm going to use 353 cordovan for the darkest browns. Now I'm going to use the blunt end that has been sharpened, very sharp, so we can use the edges. So I'm going to add some dark hairs along the ear here. I'm going to switch to my 229 black, and with the zigzag motion I'm going to add some dark hairs right in the top. A few dark hairs on this side. Just short little strokes with the edge of the pastel stick. I'll switch back to the brown. A few brown strokes. I think I'll add some brown right on the tip of the ear. A couple of black strokes right here. Fine little black hairs on the top of the ear. Make it a little warmer. Top of the ear is a little warmer. I'm going to use the 253 cocoa brown. Just warm that up a little bit. Okay, now we can add the light hairs. For that, we're going to use 247 light Naples yellow. We're going to use the sharp edge to add the creamy colored hairs on the top of the ear. You want to always put your hairs in the direction that they grow. When the edge of the stick gets dull and you're not getting sharp hairs anymore, just rotate it around and use another edge. I'm going to use the 353 to put a few brown hairs back over the cream. Now I'm going to switch to .249 new pastel, which is a light gray, and we're going to start to add these hairs. Very lightly. at the base of the ear, we want to add back in some darks. I'm using the 353 cordovan and also a 229 black. I'm going to add some lighter hairs over top of those, but before I do that, I'm going to add some cream hairs on the outside edge with the 247. This time I'm not going to make them short, or sharp. They're more fuzzy little hairs. Now I'm going to add some white hairs with the 211 white. I'm using a sharp end of this. That looks really nice. I'm very happy with that. Now, what you can do at this point, if you feel like you need more darks or you got too many light hairs, you can take your charcoal pencil, and you go back in and draw in some darks, carefully going between the hairs. I think this is a little light up here, so I'm going to, because the white acts as a resist, remember we put down white charcoal pencil when we started, you can color right over these hairs and kind of tone them down a little bit. Then for a final touch, I can add a few really sharp hairs with my white charcoal pencil. So I can draw. You don't want to draw a lot of these, just a few accent hairs. That looks pretty good. I think I might want to make this a little darker right in there. But I'm happy with the way that ear looks. So let's move on to the next ear. We're going to do the same thing. Now, let's use the 353 to put in some browns. Now we've used lots of light layers of color. I'm going to put a little dark hair with the 7045 behind this ear. We're going to need to come back and add more later. I'm going to add some 7043, but just so we can pull our hair up behind here, you can see. Back to the 229 black, new pastel on the edge. Let's put some darks in here. It's really dark right in here. If you see an area that needs to be darker, don't hesitate to go ahead and add those darks now. I think this needs to be darker in here. Before we add the color. Okay, pretty happy with that. So we're going to add our light hairs with 247, light Naples yellow, so let's come up to the top of this ear. Let's go all the way around. See all these beautiful little hairs in here. I'm going to switch to my light gray, 299. I'm not making these hairs as distinct. Switching back to 247. Make the tips of these hair bright cream, and I'm pushing a little harder to make them a little brighter. And let's add some hair inside the ear. I'm gonna make a few brighter hairs here. Okay. These are pretty short. always following the direction that the hair grows. When it gets dull, go back to your sanding block, sharpen it. Now let's take our white, making sure it's sharp. Just add a few bright white hairs. Over the gray ones. Now we're going to come back in for our final darks with our charcoal pencil. Adding more detail. And then using your white charcoal pencil, add some accents. And another place that I want to add some dark color is right here where the hair splits. And I think a few brighter white hairs on the very edge. I think we need to have a stronger bridge of color here. I'm going to use 253, add a little warmer brown in there. Down at the base of the ear too as well. I think that looks pretty good. I think we'll move on with the rest of the wolf.